It'd be a dream. Failing twice in the last 5 years and then winning it at home would be epic. But
It's Philly, it's the 49ers, and it's Green Bay.
Here's a sneaky one. Here is a defense trumps.
Let's move on to our Super Bowl 55. No, 60. Super Bowl 60. Is that how you read Roman numerals?
Alex, yeah.
Super Bowl
You got
60 picks at Levi Stadium this coming February. Who makes the cut? Jez, I'll go to you first.
This is it's a heavy question. I think I don't know. I want to say that San Francisco are going to be there. It's in San Francisco, right?
Turn it off.
No. Listen, hear me out. But I'm not going to put them there because although they have this easy strength of schedule, I'm worried about how long they can, if they can compete once you're getting into this NFC game. I think it's going to be, the schedule is one thing. You can get there. You can be the top seed. And yes, it does make it easier. But to actually get to the Super Bowl and win the Super Bowl might be a completely different story. It'd be a dream. Failing twice in the last 5 years and then winning it at home would be epic. But it's not going to happen. I think you can't go past if you're serious, and it's a boring pick, but I think you have to pick the Baltimore Ravens. I think they're the clear-cut favourite. You've seen what they've done in the offseason. They also have just tweaked a few different things that didn't work. The only question mark around the Baltimore Ravens is if Lamar Jackson can replicate what he does during the season to the playoffs. Because that's what's been missing. And you know what? His legacy's on the line. They're obviously stacked. They've probably got a couple more cracks at it between sort of this year until they start sort of losing some players or, injuries come or whatever. But this combination with him and Derrick Henry is worth a Super Bowl visit. And obviously if we're saying that, his bogey has always been the Kansas City Chiefs, you obviously got to contend with the Bills. That AFC championship game is the hard one to sort of get through. But I think that, it's got to happen now because all of a sudden it's just that weight of a playoff performance for him is just, it's going to get too heavy. So I think it has to happen now. And I believe that it is this year.
Josh, any reflections on Jez's pick before you get into your own?
I don't want to give away my own, but I agree with the 49ers. I think having that number one strength of schedule is going to put them in the playoffs. It may put them at number one, but I agree, and I think they will struggle against those powerful NFC teams if things don't go their way and if they can't get that home field advantage. And it all relies on Christian McCaffrey. He goes down, they don't even make the playoffs. But Christian McCaffrey stays in that team, they're every chance for sure.
I think personally, there's three teams from the NFC that can make it. It's Philly, it's the 49ers, and it's Green Bay. And I think it's going to come down to one single game, and it could come down to one single play, and it could come down to a defensive play. And I don't know if the 49ers have that in them now. I think Green Bay have it. I think Philly have the experience now with what they've done the last few seasons. I think Green Bay is going from the NFC.
I can throw a rebuttal there. You just don't know how good the 49ers defense is going to be with DeMarco Ryan because he obviously comes over and takes that position when the 49ers were in their prime and their defense was in their prime. He was the defensive coordinator.
Isn't it Saleh that's going on?
Oh, Saleh, sorry. Yeah. DeMarco Ryan was also there at that time. But, yeah, because once Robert Saleh comes
be
over...
Good if you don't know his name.
Yeah. But I was thinking I'm still on the Texans run because I was going to throw them as my Super Bowl pick.
That's why they're now the number one defense in football. And, when we get into our betting podcast over on the other channel, we'll speak. We'll definitely be speaking highly of him for sure.
But I think but Robert Saleh will transform this defense, and he did it with younger players as well. They've obviously, if we were going to go through my losers of the offseason, was going to be the 49ers because their defense just got cleaned right out. Now they've got to do it with some younger guys. They've still obviously got some experience, like guys like Fred Warner, but Like, they got cleaned out, but they can be revamped this year. I just don't think we know. You can put it into, it's going to be like one or the other. I don't think they'll be a mediocre defense. They're going to be up there as a top 5 defense, or they're going to be pretty average and really, really struggle. So they could be good. That defense could be able to lead the San Francisco to the Super Bowl, but I'm just maybe a bit biased.
Now, Josh, from the AFC, you've already kind of said that you think the Chiefs are going to take a step back. Who's your pick to get through the AFC?
Can I give you my cheat sheet of how I come up with this first?
Yeah, go ahead.
All right. So I've got the cheat sheet. I've come up with a mathematical formula that's going to tell me who's going to win the Super Bowl.
And you didn't come up with the mathematical formula because you're shit at maths. This is so you've cheated somehow. It's a cheat sheet, right?
It's a cheat sheet that I cheated from someone's sheet to come up with a cheat sheet who's going to win the Super Bowl. Right. So there's some key statistics over the last 10 years. I can go deeper, but let's just talk about the last 10 years. So you need a top 10 defense. You need a top 10 offense, but more importantly, you need a top 12 O-line to help that offense. Now, the season rankings, I've ranked all the teams, and there are only 7 teams in the NFL this year who tick this category. So a top 12 O-line and a top 10 defense. And look, the offense is preferable, but teams can win it outside having a top offense. So first of all, let me go back to the 2001 Ravens, who had a top 12 O-line, but they only had the 22 ranked offense, but that's the number 1 defense. So defense can trump. That's the rule. Defense can trump. If you've got the number 1 defense in football, it can trump this rule, but it's the only thing that can trump the rule. Let's go to the 2003 Bucks. They had the 14th O-line, 15th defense, but had number 1 the 15th offense, but had the number 1 defense. They won the Super Bowl as well. Let's talk about the 49ers 2012. They had 11 ranked O-line. They had a 10th best offense, but they had the number 1 defense. So they got through as well. So here it is. There is the Bears, the Packers, the Lions, 3 from the NFC North. All tick the box. Eagles are the only ones from the NFC East, and the Niners are the only ones from the West. And the poor old NFC South, well, they're garbage. The Buccaneers are well balanced, but none of them fit the category. Let's quickly go down to the AFC. The Bills do it. The Cowboys, the Broncos just do it. Then you've got the Ravens and the Steelers from the North. They both tick those boxes, and only the Jags tick it from the South. So let's have a look. I punched that into my mathematical formula, which gives me rankings from their offense, defense, O-line. It gives you a multiplier from their coaching and a multiplier of the strength of schedule. Now, I'll do this in 3 tiers real quick because Ryan's giving me stink eye about the time. The Ravens are clearly ahead of everybody. They are tier 1, Ravens, on 137 points. Tier 2 is the Vikings and the Eagles, a clear tier 2. Then you've got Bears, Bills, Packers, Chiefs, Niners, Lions, all tier 3. Now, I might add a little note there. The Chiefs and the Lions don't tick the box of the categories of having a top 10 defense or a top 10 O-line. So they're in the top 10 of these power rankings, but they do not tick the box. I'll throw the Rams in there in my top 10 power rankings, but they don't tick the box. And look, the Broncos don't tick the box, but only just outside it, and they come in 11th in the power rankings. So look, I've mashed it into my highly high-tech computer, which is a PlayStation 5, and I've let Madden tell me who's going to win.
Look how much he's geeking out. You see, he's having like little ticks because he's.
I am. So that all aside, if you don't do a Madden 2026 play on your PlayStation 5, injuries off, you're not a human. You're not an NFL fan. You're not a gamer. So here's the cheat sheet, right? I'll be very, very quick, Ryan. The Ravens are the number 1 in the East, in the AFC, and the Packers are the number 1 in the NFC. Injuries off. Micah Parsons traded. He's in there. He's in the Packers. I've done the trade. Bloody
Big,
Kenny Clark did
big.
fuck all for the Cowboys. He didn't get him in the playoffs. All right. So, but dud one there, Jerry Jones. Okay. So, look, I will fast forward to some notable outs. From notable outs is the Chiefs go 9-8 and miss the playoffs. This is injuries off, right? Current schedules.
And no money under the table to the referees or what?
Exactly. So 9-8 with no help. Madden knows, mate. Madden's been around a long time. Okay,
It's
look,
part of the algorithm.
We'll fast forward to the Super Bowl, and it is the Vikings in the NFC beat the Bills in the Super Bowl.
Wow.
Josh Allen MVP. Bills win 35-27.
Wow.
Okay? So it could be the Bills after four cracks. What is it? They've never won one, the Bills. So there you go. Look, that's not my picks, but that's the Madden picks. Now, I'll give you my picks real quick, and it is I cannot go past. Look, here's a sneaky one. Here is a defense trumps.
Done it to us again.
Cliffhanger to next week or what?
Exactly. I don't know what we do here. I guess we pause it and bring him back.
Yeah.
The mighty cliffhanger. Now he's back on. We get straight in.
Yeah. Get straight into it before you get cut off again. You're taking up too much time.
Yeah, I don't pay the premium, so they cut me off and send me some ads. So I shut the hell up and get it going. Right. Quickly, my sneaky, and this is my pick here. Defense trumps even when you don't tick the boxes in the other categories. And my outside sneaky going to be in the AFC Championship game against the Baltimore Ravens is Aaron Rodgers and the Pittsburgh Steelers. Call me crazy. Call me crazy.
You're crazy.
Top 5 defense. Hey, let me wind you back to the Buccaneers. When the Ravens won the Super Bowl back in 2001. They had Trent Dilfer passing the ball. They had one decent wideout, but they had the best defense in football. The best defense in football can do anything. Now, if the Steelers can get to be the best defensive team in football, they're not far off it, then they can be, with the old head Aaron Rodgers, just protect the ball, don't turn it over, let the defense do the work. The Baltimore Ravens win in the AFC.
Rodgers gets injured and they've got Mason Rudolph back in taking snaps?
That doesn't matter if the defense is good.
Absolutely cooked.
Okay.
They're absolutely
I got them
cooked.
going unders.
Rodgers
I got them going unders.
Ball.
First time they have a negative record with Tomlin as coach.
It won't happen. Tomlin's record, Aaron Rodgers, and that defense, the Steelers get beaten in the AFC Championship game. Over to the NFC. It is an NFC North showdown in the NFC Championship game. It is the Vikings to beat the Packers in the NFC Championship game. Now, I haven't gone into the Vikings very much because they didn't do a lot other than JJ McCarthy getting healthy, but they have a superstar team and they win the NFC game against the Packers at home.
Exciting.
And then the Super Bowl, I agree with my dear young brother. No one is beating the Baltimore Ravens. They win the Super Bowl. And Lamar comes out on top. He's going to win another MVP and he'll be the first to win 3. Who would have thought?
Wow. Massive. I think that's it for today, boys. We've done a massive look ahead to the NFL season. We've hit a bit of week 1. We've broken everything apart and we've got some good picks going forward, some tips and predictions. And then we're going to hit up a betting specific show over at bets.com.au. Get the link in the description of this video as well, so you can see that, where we get a bit more detailed into certain types of bets, where we can get some good odds and stuff like that. We're going to get that on bets.com.au.
Pick up Pittsburgh going unders.
Nope, not going to happen.
Pittsburgh to the AFC Championship game. You'll probably get goods on that.
Yeah.
Again, don't forget, follow the socials, subscribe to the channel if you haven't already done it, and then head over to bets.com.au for all your sports content completely free. You're going to get AFL, NRL finals. When cricket comes along, you're going to cover it all. BBL, Aussie cricket team, the Ashes coming up this summer. Can't wait for that. You're going to get Formula One until the season finishes at Christmas.
And then starts again.
And starts again in March. Everything you need there, completely free. Get over there, check it out. Don't forget, subscribe to this channel. Jez, send us home.
Hang with us and stay ahead of the game.